Hello, dear friends. May is a mystical, very spiritual, and powerful month. Opinion piece. Mystical May. Flowery time. Wild day of love. Response to the light. There is time, but not much of it. The merry-go-round is stopping. Secret mission of peacemaking. The system begins to crumble. The rats are jumping ship. JPMorgan Chase acquires First Republic Bank. Let's start. There is evidence that the earth is breaking free from long ages of darkness in response to the influence of the increasingly intense energy illuminating the world stage, according to Matthew's latest message through Susie Watt, dated May 1st, the World Day of Love. While Israelis are protesting their judicial reform, Sudanese civilians are fighting to establish democracy in their country, and some news anchors are addressing unidentified aerial phenomena or UFOs, as well as the possibility of other civilizations. The White Hats, as some call the forces of light, have cut off the sources of funding for the dark side's war activities. So the war is physically over. At the same time, more and more nations are doing business outside the official financial system. These facts and others will be revealed in stages as wise minds judge imprudent to talk about the resulting reforms. It will be shocking for the unsuspecting population to hear that known powerful people are involved in shady activities. With dire economic reports, it is understandable that many millions are worried about what will happen to saving accounts and investments. Don't be afraid to lose your money, says Matthew. The universal law of attraction will bring from the universal soup whatever matches the energy of those thoughts. When the new world economic system is implemented, every effort will be made to avoid disrupting access to honestly earned money wherever it is found, and all national currencies will be backed by gold and other precious metals. They are also trying to scare us with a nuclear attack and retaliation. Should it happen, the members of the galactic family will not allow any nuclear weaponry to function. Ignore all reports of a supposed black future for Earth. When a third density world is being liberated from aeons of darkness, turmoil, confusion, lies, violence, and fear are unavoidable. You do not remember your lives that prepared you with strength, wisdom, courage, and perseverance to successfully handle the mission you are listed in. That is why part of the divine plan is for messengers of light to dispel your worry and offer clarity about events so that you can steadily radiate the high frequencies of light's confidence, security, and optimism. Of equal value in assisting people is spiritual support with timeless information that confirms intuitive knowledge and transmits it to awakening souls. Divine message. Why does God allow some of His children to use their free will to cause suffering to others? Many human beings blame God for the sorry state of the world, and others feel that He has abandoned them. These feelings come from not understanding who God is and who they are, and this lack of understanding is retarding their spiritual and conscious advancement. Years ago, Susan Watt spoke to God supposedly, and these were her answers. I believe the Hindus would call this being the conditioned Brahman, the creator deity who gave birth to the universe, not the one mother-father. He would be the head of this universe. Susie. You have said that you experience exactly the same joy or pain as every one of your children everywhere because of your inseparability with all of us, but you also experience the evil of those who cause such suffering to others. Answer: my child, think how a little bird feels when it is pushed out of its nest by another bird. Think of its shock and fear as it falls, its pain from a physical injury, and the fright that it cannot even understand about what happened and what will come next. I feel the same frightened and helpless way about those parts of me that have strayed so far from the light that they rebel in what you call evil. What will become of them? I abhor the suffering they cause others and send light to reach the souls of those beings who cause suffering. But it is up to each individual to respond to the light or not, as an inviolable part of me that functions autonomously. When darkness is activated, it saddens me beyond your imagination, especially when such innocence is suffering, often murdered, for, as you know, not everyone chooses what they are physically enduring. I wish that all my parts were within the light in which I was created. Who wouldn't wish to be restored to that perfection of the Creator? He asks. But I do not proclaim condemnation or punishment for any wavering part of me. I am here to answer what you call the prayers of the pious, as I am bound by the laws of the Creator's free will that are set within the parameters of my operative powers if the choice that is made is not within the light. I am not satisfied with the progress of the light against the dark forces. How could I be satisfied when so many aspects of my soul are crying out in torment and deprivation, and others are the cause of this? When many of my children are enchanted with satanic worship that abounds in rituals so widespread that their mind couldn't handle it. When some of my children have fallen so far from the light that they rule with tyranny and destroy all who oppose them. When so many of my children are living in fear and horror, or are dying by the works of these others who are also my children. When deception and corruption abound to the point that no truth is illuminated except when the light exposes it so forcefully that those who believe the lies are devastated to learn the truth. I can see the wider horizon, the full measure of this conflict, and when I see the light emanating today from a soul that yesterday was hazy, more inclined to the control of darkness, I rejoice in that lost prodigal son returning home. I rejoice when I see large areas of light emanating from hearts that were once cold and dark. I would like to see all life on earth in peace, love, sharing, caring, and serving one another. But I have the power to snap a finger and make it so. You know I don't. So I send my love and my light everywhere to every soul. And it's better that I rejoice in the floodlights of light rather than dwell in the floodlights of darkness and weep, you see. In fact, I feel overwhelmed. Cosmic power. Many of you have wondered where I am while there is so much fury and ferocity. I am here to tell you that I am right where I have been since day one of this universe, everywhere, and I have quite a bit to say about it. Many need to change their beliefs, and these are the first two. If you believe that your individuality means you are separate from everyone else, and I am a cosmic superpower that makes it all happen, you are definitely a unique individual, but you are also an inseparable part of me and everyone else, everywhere. And all of us in this universe make things happen. So you are more important than you thought. You may be, I'm not so important after all. Not exactly, my dears. We are together an incredible power with infinite and eternal potential. So yes, you better believe that I am powerful. And it's not because I control you. I do not. It is because you and all other life forms in this universe are my being in all its forms of experience. For we are this universe, collectively speaking. I have more to say about beliefs, but let's talk about why I don't control you, which is a lot like your idea of why I let bad things happen to good people. Here's how it works. Creator, ruler of the cosmos, that's all the universe is, gave you free will to express whatever you want and gave us rulers of the universe a law we must obey. Stay out of the decisions of your soul paths. However, I have a hand in this. The Creator carefully put a loophole in that law of free will that allows me to put conscience as an ingredient of your soul. And that is what can keep you on your direct path if you so desire. Your instinct, intuition, inspiration, and also a sense of honor. Those are other ingredients that I put in souls that also help you to know what is right and what is wrong for you. The trap. How did the whole sad state of affairs come about? I was the work of the dark forces outside the planet, that is, without consciousness. It was the work of the dark forces outside the planet, that is, without consciousness, without light, except the spark of viability. The forces captured my awake children of Earth, who were caught in the temptation of power and money, and acting as puppets of the forces, held the rest of my children in the bondage of fear, poverty, and ignorance. The soul's need for a balanced experience kept it going until now. The centuries-old merry-go-round is coming to a halt. What will happen to the souls who will never know of our messages? They will go to a location attuned to the energy they put into deeds and motives throughout life. Some will travel with the earth because they are living in a goodly manner, simply by paying attention to their soul's messages. They are living from their heart, where unconditional love, kindness, honor, truth, compassion, and the desire to help others are found. Some will go back through tyranny, violence, corruption, lies, controlling relations, and will come with the mental power to question and reason, yet another opportunity to free themselves from that control. But not on Earth. There are other third density places in our universe where the respect for life will continue until all parts of my soul know the truth of their gods and goddesses, and some will develop and start again from scratch. They are the ones who persist in choosing darkness over love, the same energy of creator source as light. Light will constantly be emitted to those souls who will begin only a basic instinct, and as they accept the light, they will remember a modicum of intelligence. As they accept more light, they will remember a modicum of reasoning ability, and so on. This is not the punishment, it is an opportunity for those part of me to start over without even a hint of darkness. It's a lot to think about, isn't it? There is time, my beloved, but frankly not much, to decide what you want, whatever it is. It will honor it. I will honor it. And if it's help, ask and it shall be given. Reset news. Puffner said, It looks like the banks could fail before the end of June, but there are many variables at play. Gold and silver will wake, and so will barter. Redemption is in the air. The powers that be do not want to upset the population lest they revolt. There are few clean answers at the moment. Not everything is going as expected. There will be a surprise move, but not yet. Everyone has to do what they can and use their own ingenuity. The digital dollar will not fully replace the greenback. The system is starting to fall apart, says Michael Snyder. In quotes, our whole system is being shaken up, and the dominoes will continue to fall in the coming months. They are trying to time everything so that as little panic as possible is created. More dominoes will fall during the rest of 2023. So, do what you must while you still have time. If they hadn't flooded the system with money, inflation would never have gotten out of control. The rats are jumping ship as the financial implosion accelerates. This is not a collapse of the financial system. It is the end of Babylon's debt slavery, writes Benjamin Fulford. He adds that enough money has been given to last until July, but they are fleeing the sinking ship. A revolt is also taking place within the corporate media. The firing of Tucker Carlson is a good example. Carlson says some people are saying things they don't believe in to keep their jobs. The firing of Tucker Carlson by Fox Network at the beginning of last week seems surprising. He was the station's biggest draw. Getting rid of him is a sure way to lose money, and networks don't like to lose money. Plus, his fans are angry, which will create even more problems for Fox. Why was he fired? He raised issues he's not allowed to bring up. He'll be lucky if he doesn't get arrested on some bogus charge. Both President Erdogan of Turkey and AMLO of Mexico suddenly disappeared last week after criticizing the empire and then reappeared looking younger. Were they replaced by clones? AMLO says it is very difficult for the US to get out of the crisis if it doesn't not change its policies. The Turkish Interior Minister said that the empire is losing its reputation. Turkey finds a replacement for the F-16 with a homegrown fighter. More than 85% of the world's population have rebelled against the rules-based world order, and even Europe has rebelled, Fulford believes. Current news. JPMorgan Chase acquires First Republic Bank's assets after foreclosure. Mortgages to millionaires led to First Republic's failure. First Republic Bank turns out to be the largest collapse borrower since 2008. Banking system is safe, says Biden after second largest failure in history. US may default on 1st June, Treasury Secretary warns. According to Goldilocks, JPMorgan was tasted with the spear hitting the crypto space and moving to the banking system to Web3. As we integrate our banking system into the new decentralized, digitalized-based trading system, we will see how those banks that are prepared for this transformation will move forward and how those that have not will be absorbed by those that have. India and Russia are considering accepting RuPay and Meerkat. Media Year reports that 97 of the top 100 central banks are in the process of becoming fully functional in the just launched QFS instant settlement system, and the other 82 smaller central banks will also be connected next. There are a total of 179 central banks listed by the Bank for International Settlements, with some 80 more, counting the regional monetary authorities among the 209 countries. All of these are also connected. Spain. Spain has the highest life expectancy at birth in the European Union. Spain sets record for natural gas exports to France via the Pyrenees. The average Spanish worker has lost 1,523 euros of purchasing power. Miscellaneous. A balloon of unknown origin is detected near Hawaii. The Vatican announces a secret mission to end the war in Ukraine. Cigarette smoking drops. Half of people used to smoke, now only 11%. Artificial intelligence pioneer Geoffrey Hinton resigns from Google to warn from the dangers of the technology he helped develop. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.